Hello dear CRAs and CRA aficionados. In today's video, I'm going to tell you the most important thing that you need to know before you get yourself involved into clinical research. Hi, my name is Daniel Regan. I'm the owner of the CRACoach.com, and everybody who gets started with clinical research, who decides my career is going to be clinical research, and particularly CRAs, needs to know one thing. When you start out in this industry, no matter what role it is, you're going to learn a lot of this, a lot of that, and even more, and even more, and 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 more stuff. And I want to pass on to you what my mentor told me when I started in clinical research over 10 years ago. I was lucky to have a mentor at the company where I started that she had been a auditor. And she'd been an auditor for several years and now was working in a different role, and we were working in the same office. And she took me aside during the first week on the job, and she told me the most important thing to know, and that is to understand how clinical trials work, how clinical research works, to understand all the nuts and bolts, all the different parts in clinical research, EDC systems. What does data management do? What does a medical monitor do? What does a CRA do? What does, if there's in-house CRA, what do the in-house CRAs do? Regulatory aspects of a clinical study, budget. There's so many things. And on top of that, while you're new to the industry and you're trying to learn how do all these pieces fit together, what does this department do and how do they interact with something else? To understand all those things takes 10 years. All these parts are moving while you're trying to figure everything out because this industry constantly evolves. There used to be paper CRFs years ago. Now everything pretty much is electronic with EDC systems. Those systems are updated and upgraded all the time. Your company might have a CTMS system, and then they have an update once a year. All these parts are changing all the time and moving is what I'm trying to say. But they all form a system which is the entirety of clinical research and clinical trials. So, if you're new to this industry, rest assured you're doing fine. You're absolutely normal. It is the nature of the beast that it takes you 10 years to wrap your head around all the parts of clinical trials. So, I hope this is not bad news to you, but actually good news and lets you relax a little bit, knowing it's normal. It takes about 10 years. And I've discussed that with many friends and colleagues. We all pretty much agree 10 years is a pretty realistic number. It'll take you 10 years to wrap your head around clinical research. And that is pretty much the most important thing you need to know when you get started. Is it is super complex and it takes you many years to get your head around it. If you're smart and you're organized and you're doing your work as best as possible, it's going to take 10 years. It's just the way it is. You're on the right path. You're doing fine. And that is my message to you for today. As always, if you like what you see, please like and subscribe. Hit the bell button so you're notified of any new videos I'm releasing. Feel free to leave any comments about topics you would like me to talk about. And if you are a CRA or want to become a CRA and have significant clinical research experience, then I highly recommend you have a look at the CRACoach.com and the ASAP CRA training that I provide there. It is an e-learning course that will provide you not with little tips and tricks and tidbits, but actually a complete holistic system, a holistic workflow of all CRA tasks that you need to cover. It'll provide you an easy system that you can get started with as a CRA immediately. You have all the tools and templates included. You just plug in your information for your trials. You're ready to go as a super organized CRA who's on top of everything and knows where all their stuff is and all their information is at all times. Thank you very much for your attention, and I will see you again in the next video.